I stand beside my wife at the gala, smiling while cameras flash. Smile, Lena whispers. I am smiling, I say. She checks her phone instead of my face. You okay? I ask. Busy, she says. Just smile. People come up with champagne and praise. "CEO Lena, you're incredible," a man says. "And you are?" a woman asks me. "I'm her husband," I say. "Oh," she says, polite and done. "Nice to meet you, Mr. CEO's husband." I laugh like it's a joke. Another executive leans in. "You must be proud," he says. "I am," I say. "Must be easy riding her success," he jokes. I smile. "Nothing about it was easy." He laughs, already turning to Lena. At home later, I loosen my tie. "You didn't eat," I say. "I ate at the event," Lena says. "You had one grape," I say. "I wasn't hungry." "You never are anymore." She sighs. "Can we not do this tonight?" "We never do anything anymore," I say. "That's not fair," she says. "When was our last dinner?" I ask. She thinks too long. "Next week, okay?" "You said that last week." She walks away. I'm tired. I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, telling myself this is normal. The next morning I bring her coffee. "Thank you," she says, distracted. "Board meeting today?" I ask. "Yes." "Want me to sit in?" She pauses. "It's not necessary." "It never is," I say. She finally looks at me. "You know I appreciate you." "How?" I ask. She kisses my cheek. "I have to go." At the office, people nod at me but don't stop. "Morning," I say. "Morning," they reply, already walking. I sit at my desk, the one I kept even after quitting my job for her. "Why are you still here?" I once asked. "Because I need you," she said back then. At lunch, Lena calls me into her office. "Close the door," she says. I do. "There's something I should tell you," she says. "Is everything okay?" I ask. "Yes," she says quickly. "I mean, mostly." I sit. "You're scaring me," she exhales. "We're bringing in a new executive." "That's good," I say. "Who?" She hesitates. "Lena," I say. "It's Evan," she says. My chest tightens. "Evan who?" She swallows. "Evan Carter." I stand. "You're Evan?" "My first love," she says softly. "You're joking," I say. "I'm not." "You want him working here?" I ask. "Yes." "With you?" I ask. "He'll be under me," she says. "That's not the point." "He's qualified," she says. "He's your past," I say. She looks away. "That was years ago." "Then why won't you look at me?" I ask. She snaps. "Don't make this personal." "It's my marriage," I say. "It's my company," she says. I nod slowly. "Right." "He starts Monday," she says. "Do I get a say?" I ask. She shakes her head. "This is already decided." I force a smile. "Of course it is." As I leave, she says, "I love you." I stop. "You say that like a habit." She doesn't answer. In the hallway, my hands shake. I tell myself it's just business. I tell myself love changes. But my heart already knows his name. That evening, she calls from the car. "I'll be late," she says. "With him?" I ask. "With work," she says. "You used to tell me everything," I say. "I still do," she says. "No, you report now," I say. Silence. "Why are you doing this?" she asks. "Because I'm scared," I say. She softens. "You're imagining things." "Then say you won't meet him alone," I say. She hesitates. "I can't promise that." "So that's it," I say. "It's not what you think," she says. "Then what is it?" I ask. She whispers, "Complicated." I end the call. At my desk, a junior asks, "Are you okay, sir?" "I'm fine," I say. He nods, unsure. I stare at our wedding photo on my phone. "We were happy," I say to no one. The office lights dim. I stay. Because leaving feels worse. I straighten my jacket, breathe in, and tell myself tomorrow will be easier, even as my chest burns with doubt and I stay silent. The elevator doors open and I see him before Lena does. "Morning," he says, smiling like we're old friends. I nod. "Morning." He steps inside, confident, relaxed, wearing a suit that looks expensive but careless. The kind of man who knows he belongs anywhere. Lena rushes in at the last second. "Sorry," she says, breathless. She freezes when she sees him. "Lena," he says softly. "It's been a long time." She smiles. Not the polite one she gives investors. The real one. "Evan," she says. I clear my throat. I'm here. She blinks, then gestures awkwardly. This is my husband. Evan turns to me, extending his hand. I've heard a lot about you. I shake it. His grip is firm. Confident. Funny, I say. I've heard nothing about you. Lena laughs too fast. He's joking. I am, I say. The elevator moves. Silence stretches. So, Evan says, working together again. Who would have thought? Lena glances at me. It's just business. Of course, Evan says. Like old times. My jaw tightens. At the office, people notice him immediately. That must be the new executive, someone whispers. He's handsome, another says. Lena walks him through the floor. I follow a few steps behind. This is marketing, she says. And operations. Evan nods. Impressive growth. It didn't happen overnight, I say. He looks at me amused. Nothing worth having does. During lunch, Lena doesn't text me. At 3, I walk past her office and hear laughter. Her laughter. I knock. Come in, she says. Evan is sitting across from her desk, leaning back like he owns the chair. We were just catching up, Lena says. On work. I ask. On life, Evan says. I smile. That sounds productive. Lena stands. We're going over old projects. From before me? I ask. She frowns. Why are you like this? Like what? I ask. Suspicious. I'm observant, I say. Evan stands. I'll give you two some space. He pauses at the door. Good to finally meet you. He leaves. The silence is loud. You didn't tell me he'd be this involved, I say. He's an executive, she says. What did you expect? I expected honesty, I say. I told you he was coming. You didn't tell me you'd laugh with him, I say. She crosses her arms. That's unfair. Is it? I ask. She looks away. You're insecure. The word stings. I gave up my job for you, I say. I didn't ask you to, she says. You didn't stop me either. That was your choice, she snaps. I nod. Everything is. At home she works late. I heat dinner alone. She comes in at midnight. You're still awake? She asks. I was waiting, I say. For what? For you. She drops her bag. I'm exhausted. So am I. She pours water. Evan suggested a new strategy today. I freeze. Already? He has good ideas, she says. He always did, I say. She looks at me sharply. What's that supposed to mean? It means I know his name now, I say. She softens. You're reading too much into this. Then don't meet him alone, I say. She hesitates. That's unreasonable. So is this, I say. She whispers, I need him right now. For what? I ask. She doesn't answer. I lie awake later, staring at the ceiling again. I tell myself I'm being paranoid. I tell myself the past stays buried. But I remember the way she smiled. And I know ghosts don't knock. They walk straight in. I hear her voice before I see her. I can't do this anymore, Lena says. I stop outside her office door. It's late. The floor is almost empty. I only came back because I forgot a folder. I tell myself to walk away. Evan answers low and calm. You don't have to do it alone. My hand freezes on the handle. You don't understand, Lena says. Every day feels heavy. I do understand, Evan says. I always did. I push the door open. They jump apart too fast. Oh, Lena says. You scared me. Good, I say. I scared myself too. Evan straightens his jacket. I should go. No, I say. Stay. Lena looks between us. This isn't what it looks like. It never is, I say. We were just talking, she says. About what? I ask. She hesitates. Life. Evan adds, old friends do that. I didn't know you were friends again, I say. Lena snaps. Don't do this. Do what? I ask. Listen. Evan steps closer to her. I'll wait outside. As he passes me, he whispers, You're lucky. I grab his arm. Say that again. Lena shouts, Stop. Evan pulls free and leaves. The door shuts. The room feels smaller. You followed me, Lena says. I came back for a file, I say. I stayed for the truth. You're being dramatic, she says. I heard you, I say. Every word. She rubs her temples. You're taking it out of context. Explain the context, I say. She looks at the window. I'm tired. So am I say. But I didn't run to my first love. She flinches. That's unfair, she says quietly. Then deny it, I say. She doesn't. I laugh once. It sounds broken. You don't even have to lie anymore, I say. Nothing happened, she says. Not yet, I say. Her voice shakes. You don't trust me. I trusted you with my life, I say. She whispers, I didn't mean for this to happen. What is this? I ask. She finally looks at me. Tears in her eyes. I feel alive when I talk to him, she says. The words hit harder than a slap. So I make you feel dead, I say. That's not what I said. That's what it means, I say. She steps closer. Please don't turn this into something ugly. I step back. Too late. At home, she showers without speaking. I sit on the couch, staring at nothing. She comes out in pajamas. I'm sleeping early. Good, I say. You'll need the energy. For what? She asks. For lying, I say. She freezes. I'm not lying. You just didn't finish the sentence, I say. She walks past me. I can't do this right now. I follow her. When can you? She turns. Why are you interrogating me? Because I'm still your husband, I say. She laughs bitterly. That's exactly the problem. I stop breathing for a second. What does that mean? I ask. It means I don't know who I am anymore, she says. I know who you are, I say. You're the woman I trusted. She shakes her head. You see me as something I can't be. And he does. I ask. She doesn't answer. That night I don't sleep. At 2 a.m, her phone buzzes. I don't touch it. At 3 it buzzes again. She rolls over, half asleep, and whispers, Evan? That's when something inside me dies quietly. The next evening I leave work early. I tell myself I won't go back. But I do. The office lights are dim again. Her door is half open. I hear breathing. Not crying. Laughing. I push the door open. They stop. Too close. Too quiet. Evan's hand drops from her shoulder. Lena's eyes widen. This isn't. He leans down and kisses her. Not long. Not gentle. Enough. I don't shout. I don't move. I just watch. When he pulls away, I say, now it is. Lena breaks. I'm sorry. Evan looks at me. You should have seen this coming. I nod. I did. I walk out. No drama. No tears. In the elevator, my reflection looks older. In the car, my hands shake. At home, I sit in the dark. I wait for her. She comes in an hour later. I can explain, she says. I don't want to hear it, I say. She cries. Please. I heard enough, I say. She reaches for me. I step back. That's the sound of betrayal. Not the kiss. Not the lie. It's the moment I stop hoping. I do not confront her the next morning. I make coffee, set it down, and say nothing. Lena watches me like she expects an explosion. It never comes. Aren't you going to say something? She asks. About what? I say. Her shoulders relax, and that scares me. Silence becomes my choice. Not forgiveness. Not weakness. Control. I decide then to survive with my mouth closed and my eyes wide open. That decision changes everything that follows. Even me. Inside me. At work, I stop reacting. I listen. Mr. Hahn calls me into his office. You look calm, he says. I am, I reply. You shouldn't be, he says. You still hold shares, he adds. I blink. How many? I ask. He tells me. My pulse spikes, but my face does not change. Lena never noticed. Evan never checked. Neither did I. They both assumed I was invisible and harmless. I let them keep believing it. That was my advantage. Growing. I don't tell Lena what I learn. At dinner, she talks about Evan's ideas. He's sharp, she says. He always was, I reply. She pauses. You're being strange, she says. I'm being quiet, I answer. That's worse, she mutters. I smile for the first time in days. She has no idea silence can be sharper than shouting. She mistakes my calm for surrender, and I let her. Every battle needs patience before movement. I count seconds carefully, without showing anger. At night, I stop asking questions. Lena seems relieved. Thank you for understanding, she says. Of course, I reply. She reaches for my hand. I pull away gently. I'm tired, I say. That part is true. I am tired of bleeding in front of someone who no longer flinches. Pain needs privacy. Planning needs space. Silence gives me both. I sleep facing the edge of the bed. She does not notice or ask why. That tells me everything I need. In meetings, I start speaking again. Slowly. Carefully. I ask questions nobody expects from me. Why this timeline? Why that risk? Heads turn. Mr. Han watches me closely. After one meeting, he says, "You're awake." I never slept, I tell him. Power doesn't arrive loudly. It shifts when people start listening. I feel it happen. Lena notices the change but misreads it. She thinks I am recovering, not preparing. That misunderstanding protects me. For now, at least. Until it breaks. Evan starts overreaching. He talks too much. "Trust me," he says in meetings. I don't interrupt. I write notes. Lena defends him automatically. "He knows what he's doing," she says. I nod. Let her. Confidence without caution always cracks. I don't push. I wait. Waiting is a skill I mastered while loving her. That patience once built our marriage. Now it builds something colder and stronger. I stop feeling guilty about it. Survival rewrites old rules. I accept that. Fully. One evening, Lena asks, "Why aren't you fighting me?" I answer honestly. "Because I don't need to." She laughs, uneasy. "You're confident," she says. "I'm prepared," I correct. She frowns, sensing distance. "You're changing," she says. I look at her and realize she's right. The man who begged for attention is gone. Silence didn't weaken me. Train me. I finally see the shape of my future. It does not include begging anymore. That chapter is closed. I move on. I lie in bed that night, staring at the ceiling. I don't hate Lena. Not yet. I don't love Evan. Not ever. What I feel is focus. Quiet. Sure. Tomorrow I will keep listening. I will keep smiling. I will keep letting them underestimate me. Silence is no longer empty. It is full of plans and every one of them belongs to me. I breathe slowly, already ahead of them. They just don't know it yet. That advantage grows. Daily. At work, whispers start following me. "He's different," someone says. "He's paying attention," another replies. I hear everything and react to nothing. Evan smirks when our eyes meet. Lena watches him, not me. Good. Let them look the wrong way. I'm done proving loyalty. Now I measure outcomes. Numbers speak better than feelings and they are starting to listen. That shift excites me more than revenge ever could. Revenge is loud. Control is quiet. I choose quiet. Every time. I write one note in my phone before sleeping. Do nothing. Watch everything. I read it twice. This is not surrender. This is strategy. Lena thinks I am healing. Evan thinks I am weak. Both are wrong. Silence is not absence. It is preparation. And when the time comes, I will speak clearly once and never again. That promise steadies me more than love ever did. I close my eyes without fear tonight. Tomorrow belongs to patience. And me. Always. People start looking at me differently before I notice it myself. "Can I ask you something?" June says as we walk out of the meeting room. "Of course," I say. "You've been quiet for years," he says. "Why speak now?" "I never stopped listening," I reply. He nods slowly. That explains a lot. At lunch, Maya sits across from me instead of Lena. "Mind if I join you?" she asks. "Please," I say. She lowers her voice. "You caught Evan's mistake today." "I asked a question," I say. "You asked the right one," she says. "He skipped a compliance step. Did you tell Lena?" I ask. "I wanted to," she says. But she waved it off. "Then don't," I say. Maya studies me. "You're not what people think." "I've heard that before," I say. Later, Lena corners me near the elevator. "Why are people coming to you?" she asks. "Maybe they always did," I say. "That's not funny," she says. "I'm not joking," I reply. She exhales. Evan feels undermined. "He shouldn't," I say. "If his work holds up." "You're questioning him in public," she says. "I'm questioning numbers," I say. "They don't have feelings." She lowers her voice. "You're embarrassing him." I look at her. "You embarrassed me for months." Her mouth opens then closes. "That's different." "It is," I agree. "This affects the company." She stares at me like she doesn't recognize me. At home she brings it up again. "You're creating tension," she says. "I'm creating clarity," I reply. "You never cared about meetings before," she says. "I cared," I say. "I just didn't speak." She scoffs. "Convenient timing." "Nothing about this is convenient," I say. She walks away. The next day Mr. Han stops me by the printer. They trust you, he says. Who? I ask. The staff, he says. They remember who built the bones. I wasn't alone, I say. You were consistent, he replies. That matters. In the afternoon, Evan calls for a strategy session. I want fresh ideas, he says, smiling. Then slow down, I say. He laughs. Excuse me? You're pushing growth without stabilizing support, I say. Lena jumps in. He's being cautious. I'm being realistic, I say. Evan leans forward. You don't have experience at this level. I meet his eyes. I have consequences. The room goes quiet. Afterward, June pulls me aside. That took guts, he says. It took math, I reply. Maya emails me later. We need to talk. We sit in a small conference room. I found inconsistencies, she says. From Evan's old firms. Illegal? I ask. Careless, she says. But repeated. Don't act yet, I say. She blinks. You're sure? Yes, I say. Let patterns finish forming. She nods slowly. You're patient. I learned from marriage, I say. At dinner, Lena barely eats. You've changed, she says again. I evolved, I reply. Into what? She asks. Someone who won't disappear, I say. She looks hurt. I never asked you to disappear. You stopped seeing me, I say. She stands. This isn't about us anymore. You're right, I say. It's about the company. She laughs bitterly. You sound like a board member. I smile. Funny you say that. She freezes. What does that mean? It means eat your dinner, I say calmly. She watches me like I've grown teeth. The next week, staff start copying me on emails. Just keeping you in the loop, they say. I reply when needed. Brief. Precise. Evan starts slipping. He misses deadlines. He deflects questions. Trust the vision, he keeps saying. Vision doesn't pay bills. In a hallway, he stops me. You think you're clever, he says. I think you're rushed, I reply. You're turning them against me, he says. They're turning toward results, I say. He steps closer. Stay in your lane. I smile. I am. At night, I sit alone and review reports. No anger. No shaking hands. Just numbers lining up like truth. The company remembers me. Not as her husband. Not as background. As someone who stayed when others chased glory. That memory spreads quietly. Power doesn't announce itself. It settles. And for the first time in a long while, I feel steady. Not because I'm winning. Because I'm no longer afraid to lose. Maya finds me near the stairwell, not her office. We need privacy, she says. That bad? I ask. Worse, she replies. We sit. She opens her tablet. I dug deeper into Evan's past like you asked. I didn't ask, I say. I suggested patience. She gives a tight smile. Patience led here. She slides the screen toward me. What am I looking at? I ask. 3 companies, she says. Same pattern. Fast growth. Quiet exits. Why did he leave? I ask. Officially, she says. Creative differences. And unofficially? I ask. Missed audits. Investor complaints. 1 near lawsuit. I exhale slowly. Did Lena know? Maya shakes her head. She never looked. Don't show her yet, I say. Maya frowns. He's a risk. So is exposure, I reply. She studies me. You're protecting her. I'm protecting timing, I say. That afternoon, Evan misses another deadline. Technical delay, he says in the meeting. June asks, which part? Evan snaps, the whole thing. I speak calmly. That's not an answer. Lena jumps in. He's under pressure. So is everyone, I say. Evan glares at me. You enjoying this? No, I say. I'm documenting it. The room shifts. Afterward, Lena pulls me into her office. What are you doing? She demands. My job, I say. You're circling him like a predator, she says. I'm standing still, I reply. He's running. She slams her hand on the desk. Stop this. Make him accountable, I say. She lowers her voice. I trust him. That's the problem, I say. Her eyes flicker. You're punishing me. I'm letting reality speak, I say. She laughs sharply. You think you're above this? I think I'm done lying, I reply. She whispers, I needed him. For comfort. I ask. Or escape. She doesn't answer. That night, Evan calls her. She takes the call in the bedroom. I hear his name. I don't react. She comes out later. He's stressed. So is Karma, I say. She stares. What does that mean? It means patterns end, I reply. The next week, an investor emails the board. Concerns. Numbers. Questions. Mr. Hahn calls me. It's starting. I know, I say. You didn't push, he says. I didn't need to, I reply. In another meeting, Evan loses his temper. You're all doubting me now, he snaps. Silence. June says carefully, we're asking for data. Evan points at me. Because of him. I meet his eyes. Because of you. Lena looks shaken. After the meeting, she stops me in the hallway. Did you know this would happen? She asks. I knew it was possible, I say. You could have warned me, she says. I did, I reply. You didn't listen. Her voice breaks. You wanted him to fail. I wanted truth, I say. She whispers, I chose wrong. I don't answer. Maya brings another file 2 days later. He signed something he shouldn't have, she says. Illegal? I ask. Borderline, she says. But damaging. Let the board see, I say. You're sure? She asks. Yes, I reply. That evening, Lena sits across from me at dinner. You're calm, she says. I'm clear, I reply. You're enjoying this, she accuses. I shake my head. I'm mourning. For what? She asks. For the version of you who would have stopped this, I say. She looks down. I didn't want to see it. I know, I say. She whispers, is it too late? I pause. For the company? No. And for us? She asks. I meet her eyes. You stopped asking that earlier. She flinches. At work, Evan stops smiling. His emails grow defensive. His meetings get canceled. People stop backing him up. No one attacks him. They just stop catching him. That's how Karma whispers. Not with noise. With absence. One afternoon he corners me. You planned this, he says. I watched you, I reply. You poisoned them, he snaps. I removed myself, I say. They noticed you. He laughs bitterly. You think you won? I think you rushed, I say. He steps back. She'll choose me. I shake my head. She already chose. He blinks. What? She chose herself, I say. And that choice costs. He storms off. That night, I lie in bed awake. Lena doesn't touch me. I don't move. The fall has started. No push. No shove. Just gravity doing its job. And for the first time, I don't feel guilty watching it happen. Because I didn't create the truth. I just stopped covering for lies. Karma doesn't scream. It whispers until everyone hears it. The board meeting is scheduled for 9, but the tension starts at 8. Mr. Hahn finds me by the window. They're all here, he says. Of course they are, I reply. Lena walks in next, heels sharp against the floor. She doesn't look at me. Evan follows, confident but tight around the eyes. Let's begin, the chair says. Evan stands first. I'll walk everyone through the expansion plan. Please do, I say. He shoots me a look and clicks the screen. 10 minutes in, a board member interrupts. These numbers don't match last quarter. Evan smiles. Adjusted projections. Based on what? Another asks. Market optimism, Evan says. I speak. That's not a metric. The room goes quiet. Lena clears her throat. He means trend analysis. Then show it, I say. Evan flips slides too fast. It's all there. Mr. Hahn leans forward. Page 12 is missing. Evan stiffens. Technical error. Maya speaks calmly. It wasn't submitted. The chair turns to Evan. Why? He looks at Lena. She doesn't jump in. I can explain, Evan says. Please do, I say. He glares at me. You've wanted this. I wanted answers, I reply. A board member asks, were investors informed of these risks? Evan hesitates. Not yet. That's unacceptable, the chair says. Lena finally speaks. I take responsibility. I look at her. You don't have to. She ignores me. I trusted him. The chair nods slowly. Trust requires verification. Maya slides a document forward. There are also prior concerns. Evan snaps. You went digging? She meets his eyes. I did my job. The room fills with murmurs. Evan points at me. He orchestrated this. I stand. I sat still. The chair raises a hand. Enough. He looks at Evan. We're suspending your authority pending review. Evan laughs once. You can't do that. We can, the chair says. Evan turns to Lena. Say something. She looks torn. I need time. His face hardens. You owe me. I speak softly. She doesn't. The vote happens quickly. Hands rise. Mine included. Evan stares at me like I've betrayed him. I feel nothing. The chair announces, motion passed. Evan is escorted out. The door closes. Silence lingers. The chair turns to me. You hold significant shares. Yes, I say. Why didn't we know? He asks. You didn't ask, I reply. Lena looks at me stunned. How long? Long enough, I say. Mr. Hahn adds, he's been here since the start. The chair nods. We'll need interim leadership. Eyes turn toward me. Lena's breath catches. I'm willing, I say. The chair smiles slightly. Good. After the meeting, Lena stops me in the hallway. You planned this, she says quietly. I prepared, I reply. You took my company, she says. Our company, I correct. I never left. Her eyes fill. You could have warned me. I did, I say. You trusted someone else. She whispers, I didn't think you'd go this far. I didn't think you'd push me this close, I reply. She grabs my arm. Is this revenge? I shake my head. It's balance. She lets go. Employees watch as news spreads. Whispers follow Evan's exit. No cheers. Just relief. June approaches me. They're looking to you. I know, I say. Maya joins us. This won't be easy. I didn't expect easy, I reply. That evening, Lena comes home late. She sits across from me at the table. I lost control, she says. You handed it away, I reply. She looks at me like she wants to argue, then stops. You won, she says. I shake my head. I survived. She whispers, what happens now? I stand. Now the company stabilizes. And us, she asks. I pause. That question should have come earlier. She cries silently. I don't touch her. In the bedroom I pack a bag. She watches. You're leaving? I need space, I say. For how long? She asks. I don't know, I reply. At the door she says, I finally see you. I turn. I was always here. I leave. Outside the city feels different. Not lighter. Clear. Power doesn't feel like victory. It feels like responsibility settling into my bones. The boardroom collapsed today. But I didn't fall with it. I walked out standing. And that changes everything. The apartment feels too quiet when I come back for the rest of my things. Lena is sitting on the couch, knees pulled to her chest. You didn't answer my calls, she says. I needed quiet, I reply. She nods like she understands, but her eyes are red. I didn't sleep. I did, I say. That hurts her more than anger would. I never meant to hurt you, she says. I know, I reply. You just chose yourself. She flinches. Is that so wrong? Not always, I say. But you chose at my expense. She presses her palms together. Evan called. I raise an eyebrow. What did he want? To explain, she says. To apologize. And? I ask. I didn't answer, she says quickly. I blocked him. I nod. That's new. I finally saw it, she says. He didn't love me. He needed me. And you? I ask. She swallows. I needed to feel important. You already were, I say. She looks at me. To you. That should have been enough, I reply. She starts crying openly now. I ruined everything. You damaged it, I say. Ruins take time. She reaches for my hand. I don't pull away, but I don't hold back. I don't want to lose you, she whispers. You already did, I say gently. She shakes her head. I'm still here. So am I reply. That doesn't mean the same thing. She wipes her face. What do you want me to do? I want you to stop asking me to fix what you broke, I say. She nods again and again. I'll do anything. I sigh. That's the problem. You're late. There's a knock on the door. She freezes. Who is that? I don't know, I say. I open it. Evan stands there, eyes bloodshot. She blocked me, he says. I had to come. Lena gasps. You can't be here. I need to talk to you, he says. No, I say. You don't. He looks at me. You won. I didn't play, I reply. He laughs bitterly. You took everything. You handed it over, I say. He turns to Lena. Tell him. She stands slowly. There's nothing to tell. His face cracks. You promised. I was confused, she says. You said you loved me, he snaps. She shakes her head. I said I missed who I was with you. I add, and that's not the same. Evan looks between us. So that's it. Yes, Lena says. Leave. He steps closer. After everything? I move forward. Now. He glares at me. You think you're better? I think you're done, I reply. He scoffs. She'll regret this. She already does, I say. He leaves without another word. The door closes. Lena sinks back onto the couch. That was my karma, she says softly. I nod. Losing both at once. She looks up. Do you hate me? I think about it. No. Do you still love me? She asks. I answer honestly. Not the way you need. She whispers. Can we start over? I shake my head. You can. I can't. She breaks down completely. I sit nearby, not touching, not leaving. I thought power would make me feel safe, she says between sobs. Power just shows who you are, I reply. She looks at me. And who are you now? I stand. Someone who won't disappear again. She nods. I see that. I grab my last bag. You're really leaving, she says. Yes, I reply. For good, she asks. I don't know, I say. But for now. At the door, she says, I finally understand what I lost. I turn. Understanding doesn't rebuild trust. She whispers, I wish I had seen sooner. So do I say. I step into the hallway. The door closes behind me. For the first time, I don't feel angry. I feel empty. But empty isn't the same as broken. It's space. Space to rebuild. And as the elevator doors close, I realize something painful and clear. She finally sees the ruins. I'm already walking away from them. The office feels different when I walk in alone. Not quieter. Focused. June meets me at the door. They're waiting, he says. I know, I reply. The boardroom fills slowly. No Evan. No tension wrapped in charm. Just people who want stability. Mr. Hahn nods at me. Ready? As I'll ever be, I say. The chair clears his throat. We need leadership. I'm not here to rule, I say. I'm here to fix. That gets a few nods. Maya speaks. He's already doing it. I continue, no revenge. No ego. Just work. The vote is fast. Unanimous. The chair smiles. Interim CEO. I exhale slowly. Afterward, Lena waits outside. You didn't tell me, she says. I didn't need permission, I reply. She looks tired. Smaller. Congratulations. Thank you, I say. She hesitates. Is this what you wanted? I wanted respect, I reply. She nods. You earned it. We sit across from each other one last time that evening. The papers are between us. Divorce. Clean. Quiet. She signs first. I never thought we'd end like this, she says. I thought we'd end honest, I reply. She swallows. I was weak. I know, I say. I loved you anyway. She looks at me. Do you still? I pause. I love who you were. She signs the last page. So this is it, she says. This is closure, I reply. She stands. Take care of the company. I will, I say. And yourself? She asks. I already am, I reply. She leaves. At work, emails pile up. Decisions. Problems. Solutions. I answer them all. Not rushing. Not hiding. Employees stop by. Good call today, one says. Thank you, I reply. Another adds, we feel safer. That matters more than praise. Weeks pass. The company steadies. Revenue stabilizes. Trust returns. One night I stay late and look out the window. I remember nights I stayed for her. Now I stay for myself. June knocks. You coming? Yeah, I say. Outside the city hums. Alive. Unapologetic. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I ignore it. Some doors don't need reopening. At home, the apartment is quiet, but not lonely. I cook. I sleep. I breathe. One evening, Maya asks, any regrets? I think, I regret staying silent too long. She nods. But not leaving? No, I say. The company grows again. Slow. Healthy. I don't chase glory. I build foundations. Months later, I see Lena at a conference. She looks at me. Hesitates. Then nods. I nod back. That's enough. No anger. No longing. just recognition. I realized something then. I didn't take her company. I took my place back. The one I gave up willingly. The one I earned quietly. Justice didn't come from revenge. It came from self-respect. From choosing not to beg. From letting consequences speak. As I turn away, I feel lighter. Not because I won, but because I survived. And this time I didn't disappear to do it. I stayed. I learned. I took what was always mine.